As most of y'all that have been here before, y'all know we typically use this time to go over the Strat 101 class, and at the end of that class, we would get into 0-day setups, but it became so popular and we, for lack of a better word, we just been kicking ass. It's just a lot of interest and one of the most heavily attended classes we have. Looks like we got a late arriving class, but so let's get into it. First things first, I didn't even go through setups after hours today, so it'll be my first time going through setups with y'all, which I typically like to do anyway. But for the sake of time, I like to at least have a chance to go through them before we get to it. So what we'll do, we'll go through setups. We'll take a look and see how they look on the charts. Not sure, depending on the amount of setups we go through, not sure if we'll be able to get into like analyzing or looking at contracts, but we'll definitely get a chance to go through those setups and all of them at that. And then from there, we'll kind of go through my process of ranking those tickers. So first things first, typically the first thing I like to do, if there's not anything already on my mind that I want to look at for tomorrow, or, there could be news, catalysts, there could be, things going on that could, clue you in on a particular position or play for tomorrow. However, in most cases, we don't have something. So we want to identify setups. Sorry about that. We want to identify setups that are going to give us the best probability to maximize a day trade tomorrow. And typically for me, and a lot of y'all have heard me say this, that we have stocks that are like morning runners that are run that morning session of the day, and then we have those afternoon runners. And I like to identify my setups off the 4-hour, because typically if I can identify good setups, they'll for sure run in the morning for at least that half a day. And I can't ask for much else. Like I can't ask for something to run the entire day, but by the second, third hour of the day, you'll know kind of where those positions and which ones are showing relative strength. So it's kind of like a thought out strategy. I try not to watch these on the micros, unless you're scalping. Now, if you're scalping off these entries, and that's a different thing, but if you're trying to day trade them, I try to stay away from the 5 and 15, because those early morning volatility may give you exit signals. Whereas if you were looking at the 30 or the hour time frame, they wouldn't give you any indication to get out. So those are just little nuanced things that I picked up while doing these 0-day trades. Now, there are instances and there will be tickers that are really just good for scalping, but we'll have to assess that as we go through them case by case. I don't want to just blanket say we're going to scalp them on. I don't want to just blanket say we're going to day trade them on. So first things first.
Hey, can you repeat that part, Earl?
What's that? Say that again.
I was saying, could you repeat that part? I was breaking up.
Oh, I was saying that we just don't want to go into these setups assuming that all of them are fit for day trading or all of them are fit for scalping, because some will be better suited for just to scalp, and then some will be better suited to take the whole day trade. So it's just a function of how these things look on the charts. We'll take it.
So you're saying that the 30 is better?
So typically what I'm looking for with this entire like concept is I'm looking for trades that are going to run for that morning session. So I'm looking for like day trades essentially. And if they're showing relative strength through the second part of the day, then I'll leave them in for a full day. But typically I'm just looking for that morning run and identifying that. Now, there may be certain stocks that, I don't know, like there may be targets or areas where price could reject that you kind of identify that may occur prior to like the time frame, like so for instance 10:30 a.m. is the end of the morning session, so you may have some that only run until like 9 or 9:30 or something like that. So you just got to assess certain stocks and how they move against like broad formations and all those things. But for the most part, you can look at those small caps. A lot of times will get that early pop, or they'll come to a broad formation and they won't hold up well, I guess is the best way to put it. But you can't assume that for any particular stock. You just gotta once we get into it, we'll see what's there. I'm really interested because I haven't looked at anything after hours. So first thing after that, I try to identify setups on the 4-hour time frame. Primarily, I'd say my favorite setup out of this thought process is probably the 312 off the 4-hour. That's typically the one I like the most. However, for the sake of being able or wanting to capture, you know, all potential possibilities, I just run instead, because I have a scanner for the 312 where I only pick up those that have the 3-1 setup. However, that doesn't mean that other inside 4-hour setups won't work as well. And so that's primarily what I'm looking for are 4-hour entries. Daily entries are fine as well, but I just like the 4 hours better. You know, they're earlier and they're pretty strong. Like they're, you know, they don't fail too often. What you've got to understand is that the initial 4-hour candle will oftentimes go outside just because the way price action moves. If things gap down or gap up, that's just, you know, price action. So you just got to recognize that and be aware. So I'll take the inside 4-hour scan, see what we got here. There's actually, goddamn, there's a lot. So what I'm gonna do first, that's way too many. I'm gonna run a 312. I didn't realize it was that many gonna be on there. So I'll run this 312 first. And so typically from now out, what I'll do is I'll go through this list and I'll pluck out the ones that stocks that I played before, for one. Obviously those that were green on the day, because you want to see stuff that's moving up. I don't mind finding continuation plays. That's kind of like what you want to do. And then from there, we'll just assess, because at this point in this step of the process, we're not making any decisions. We're just assessing what's there. What are all the potentials? There's only 39 on the 312, which is more manageable. What's going to happen is we're going to go back to the 4-hour inside scanner here, just because there's a huge variation between the inside 4-hour and the 312 scanner, which is interesting to me. So going back to the inside 4-hour scan, we've got Bed Bath & Beyond at the top of the list. It's 8% on the day, 7.97. So we'll take a look, see, and we'll assess. Uh-oh, come on, here we go. We're gonna switch this to the 4-hour, 20-day. We're gonna take after hours off, just so that we're all synchronized with the setup. So Bed Bath & Beyond, it's full time frame continuity to the downside. It does look like this is just a setup to the downside. This is a bearish move here. You would get a 212 below 1434. So if you're a bear, there may be one to keep an eye on. Moving on, we're gonna keep going. Oil's been going crazy. So with oil, we've got MRO, Marathon Oil. So with MRO, I like to play them. I haven't played them in a while actually, but they've got a potential 212 here on the 4-hour, and that is above $18.15. I'm gonna tell you right now, because I played them quite a bit. Typically with MRO contracts, those premiums move expeditiously to the point where you could probably get like a 20-30 cent move, and those contracts will go 100% easy. And that is one stock where you just want to get the pop and get out. You don't, that's not one that typically likes to like do that full day move. It's very volatile. But I'm gonna put a trigger here on MRO. I like the stock. Let's do it, 12. So you get 100, 200% on this thing, you take your profits to get on out. It hasn't shown itself to be one that will continue to run throughout the day. You'll get some kind of corrective activity. And then on top of that, there's broadening formations on top of his head. So you could get a pop to that next broadening formation, the yellow line, and then it gets rejected there. So that's not one you want to bank on continuing to run. But if it gets to pop, you can take your money and get some profits. Get in and get out on a Friday. It's got a, what is this? It's like a Momo, almost it's like a hammer almost on the day. So MRO looks like it will go into continuation tomorrow. I mean, to me, it looks solid. You know, the only downside is that it does have the broadening formations right above its head. So, you know, I mean, high side of this trade, I'm looking at 1850, 1853 on MRO. But again, like I said, you get the pop, 20, 30 cents will get you 100% on the contracts. That's just facts. So we keep rolling. All right, come on, move, there we go. All right, next one, we're gonna move down to crowd. Let me get a comfortable spot here. So crowd, excuse me. So crowd has conflict. Time frame continuity looks most to the downside. So crowd, you know, doesn't look one that looks favorable to me at the moment. Honestly, for me, I don't know which direction it's going to go. So when I'm in that kind of mind state with the ticker, I just kind of leave it alone. I'm gonna humor you guys and pull up Baba and JD because I don't fool with China. I'm not fooling with China. Well, I did it in 2021. I was actually pretty good about China. It's like JD went to point of control, showed a little bit of a rejection right there. It's not one. Let's see here. We got Baba. I don't have a broad information, but Baba is one. Again, you got, yeah, I don't know. Maybe Baba alone is better than a 0 day though. I don't have nothing for you for tomorrow for Baba. All right, moving on. We got DVN and Nicola. Okay. Time frame continuity to the upside on the macros. We got Devon. Which one is it, Joe? Devon or Devin? But
it's Devin, bro. It's Devin.
So we got a 212 to the upside. My level for entry would be above 48.71. It's just sitting on top of this broadening formation, which is good. You know how I feel about oil just this quarter. So I feel pretty solid about what oil is going to do. So even though price looks like it came back down to test the broadening formation, we may get one of those pimping limpings to 213. It may break down or something and then come back up. But oil solid. The chart itself doesn't give you anything, promising, so to speak. But knowing oil, I don't have any reason why it won't go up tomorrow. Not sure if this is the best setup that I like right now, though. Devin, I would want to go 2 up on the day first before I got in. I'm in XOM, so that's probably one that I would take if it has a setup. We're gonna take a look at Nicola. I know y'all like some Nicola. Yeah. Nicola doesn't know what it wants to do, so we'll leave Nicola alone. So next one here we got ET, but we haven't played ET in a long time. Boss Game VIP likes to play ET. That was his joint. It has a nice, decent setup for tomorrow. Looks like it's reversing on the macros. So those look very solid. Let's see.
And what do you think about ET long?
Oh, I like ET long though.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, 212 on the week. Showed out this week too.
Yep.
Reversal on the month. It broke the downtrend. Yeah, I like ET long. And I even like it for tomorrow, if it breaks the level. Only thing with ET and stocks like that is, just make sure you got enough relative strength to push us where we need to go. I'll put up some broad formations to see where it's going to take us. But you got entry above $9.09. Let's see. 2. Okay, let's keep it rolling. So you got XOP and Oxy. Oil should have all the same setups or similar looking ones. Yeah. Again, another oil stock hit the top of a broadening formation. Price came back a little bit. Did this stay inside? Yes, it did. I don't like that cross though. So yeah, XOP, Oxy. Oxy better. Oxy showed a little bit more strength. Second half of the day. I don't like is fighting with this broadening formation, and that's another thing. Like for me, if I can find something that doesn't have like a lot of broadening formations in the way or has like a volume gap, I'm more inclined to play those than the ones that have like broadening formations above their head and stuff like that. You can kind of use those broadening formations as like levels where price may reject. So I mean it's something I guess you could use to your advantage too. But I think like if I'm trying to find that big runner, I try to avoid the ones that have like a lot of broad informations in the way. But if you want like a quick pop, this one may push up to this next broad information here above what is this, 34, 37 in that range. You may get a pop up in that area. But and like again with oil, those tickers, they will get a nice move on the contracts in that short amount of time. So, again, you take your money, you get your pop and you take your money. That's kind of like the thought process. But I'm going to set an Oxy trigger. We have the 212 above 32.90. I'm going to set my trigger at 32.85. I'm not going to set the day trigger because if I don't take the 4-hour trigger, I'm not going to bother trying to take that day trigger. It's a lot of money I done gave up if I do that. All right, so now you got USO and Vail. USO is another oil stock. Just to show you the sectors and how they look, and how they, charts all kind of look similar. So yeah, USO looks like the rest of them. Okay, Veiled and Facebook. They'll hit that broad information. It's coming back down in the second half of the day. Yeah. We may get that 212 on the 4-hour on Vail. We'll see how far we drop, but and you know how Vail does.
Bell could just gap around. It gapped up today, but it looked like it filled the gap. So yeah, I'm gonna leave Bell alone for tomorrow. You got Facebook. I like to find large caps, especially too. That's another one that I like to identify. Large caps. Facebook. XLC and Facebook did not have a strong afternoon. Went outside the other day in the morning. The morning went crazy though. So I don't know. Facebook looks more, it gives you like the look of something that's gonna potentially push down in the morning. But tomorrow looks like to me it's gonna be an inside day, whichever direction it goes. So not sure if I want to get in on Facebook on the inside day. We'll have to do some serious work to break out. All right. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back. All right, so let's see here. XOM. See what XOM looking like. Yeah, XOM looks stronger than the rest of them. Hammer on the day. Right up under a couple broader formations though. I'm gonna set the trigger. Is it 68.48, 68.46? That's cool. Six. All right, hammer on the day. Like the way that looks. All right, we got Splunk. Splunk has a shooter on the 4 hour. It's a 3 outside day to day. Splunk is one to take long once it gives you the signal. Yeah. Too much conflict right now. It's downside. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, we got Lumen. Lumen, Dollar Tree. Nope. Dollar Tree shooter on the 4 hour outside day. How many outside days in a row is Dollar Tree gonna have? Sheesh. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dollar Tree don't know what they want to do right now. Okay, let's see what our boy Halliburton, Halliburton showing up. Shooter on the 4 hour outside day. Oh, that's still Dollar Tree. I'm tripping. Halliburton just going flat. There ain't nothing there. That's interesting. Okay. Okay, Halliburton. Let's keep moving. It's not giving me the warm and fuzzies for the 4 hour. Chewy. Shooter, 4 hour. We got a lot of put setups. Start stuff. If it's full time frame to the downside, full time frame continuity, and it's giving you an entry to the downside on the 4 hour, don't be afraid to take it. we can find upside setups, but like if it's something just sitting there, low hanging fruit, take it. Chewy, I don't know about Chewy. Marvell. And that, I like it when it's like this. Because people, stocks that have relative strength will show themselves very quickly tomorrow. If it's a bloody day, where there's only like a sector or two that screen, you'll see the strength of you'll see that relative strength pretty easily versus when it's a green day on every sector. You don't know particularly where the money is. You have to kind of look a little deeper. So Marvell, it has a nice setup on the 4-hour. It has the 2 down, very bullish 2 down on the day. We could be entering a reversal. Looks like we went outside and price is pushing back up. So that's a sign of us being bullish. So I wouldn't go long on it until like we got 2 up on the month, but looks like we may be headed towards a reversal. 4-hour day, the week would have to be, I don't know, when would the week go green? 87.95, the week goes green. So we get time frame continuity on the week there. The month goes green at same price. So yeah, 87.95, the month and the week go green. So just something to consider, because this looks like it's gonna start its reversal right here. So just something to think about. I'm gonna set the trigger on it. I like Marvell overall. It's one of the better looking ones we've seen so far. 85.90 is the entry level. Two. I like the 2-2 rev on the day. I like that. 86.27 is our level for entry on the day. 86.25 for my alert level. One thing you know about these 0 days, when I'm looking, I love to see multi-level time frame setups. So if I see a 4-hour, a day, a week, they can all be triggered. Relatively, I guess, in relative proximity and underlying price, then I'm like very, very bullish on it if it triggers. It has the trigger, of course. I just don't blindly get in them. They have to trigger, but if they trigger, there's some that you just like, no doubt about it, gotta get in. You just have to. So when you see those multi-time frame breaks, be cognizant of that, because that would cue you to say, hey, if this one breaks, because they don't all break, but if they do, you're gonna have some very strong movement. Twilio conflict. The macros have downside continuity though. I'm leaning more downside on Twilio. We got this major broad information. It retested today. I like the 2-1-2 to the downside. We'll see. We got MU lows. Uh-oh. MU was 2 down on the day. It looks like it's just been flagging. All right. Price just consolidated second half of the day. 96.32 is the level for entry. I'm gonna let it figure itself out. I'm trying to be a little bit. It's a lot of tickers, so we'll see. You know we like MU, but I ain't gonna force it. Lows. Now lows. That thing looks solid. All right, so we've got 212 on a day. What is this? In the 4 hour. Interesting. Okay. So with lows, interesting. The scanner had a bug, it caught a faulty setup. But anyway, we got a 212 on lows on the day, and that's above 258.45. 258.45 is our level on lows. $252 trip. Hold on. 258. I'm tripping. Y'all ain't even correct me. It's gonna let me put it in the wrong level. All right. Okay. So we keep it going. Lows, IQ, XPEV, and MO. XPEV doesn't look great, but it doesn't look bad either. XPEV stuck under that broadening formation and point of control. Let's see what happens with XPEV. 212, 46.95. And I like the reversal on the day. Let's see if it to 47.56. Let's move. MO John Deere. MO's got to figure itself out a little bit. Ooh. John Deere is that's a 0-day alumni right there. We smacked the hell out of John Deere a few months ago. This is what I like to see. The broad informations, you know, damn, they're there, but we'll have to analyze the contracts and see what they paying like. But I like to set up on the day as well as on the 4 hour. So this is a good one. I think I like John Deere the best so far. Contracts shouldn't be too bad on John Deere because it's 0 day. And you got 2 rev on the day, 378.43. I like that John Deere for continuation tomorrow. All right. Reversal, I'm sorry. It's a reversal. Macy's, Caterpillar. Well, you know, Caterpillar got to be on there. Yeah, I figured that. If John Deere on there, Caterpillar got to be on there. So I know a lot of us is already in there. 312. It's like the first 312 I've seen today. Hey. 222. 32. Uh-oh, hold on. I'm all off. Okay, hold on. That's only one. Okay, cool. 222.71 is the level for entry on the day. Right. Those look strong, like real strong, which we already knew. Alphapack be on it. Okay, McDonald's. Big Ron, you don't want to show us what you got? Okay. CBX Snap. Oh, hold on. What's happening? Damn, my damn TOS disconnected. Hold on. There we go. What the hell? Let's see what Big Ryan gonna show us. Uh-oh. Nothing. Indecision. It's full time frame continuity though. So that may be one just to throw on there just in case. Yeah. Take that back. Big Ron do look good though. It's green. CVX. Outside day. Nice wick. 312, 4 hour. This looks solid. Going for a 2 up tomorrow. Okay. 23.56. Price must be up on oil must be gapping up or something. 302. Right, let's keep it rolling. John Deere and Caterpillar still 1 and 2 respectively. Snap. Nope. Zoom. There go GPS, Mr. Monopoly. GPS. Okay, let's go back to the Zoom real quick. Downside set up to me. What's that? 312. We're still in the downtrend on Zoom. 2 down on the month, everything. Got entry below 175.96. Yeah. Analyze those contracts, see what they hitting like. Let's keep it going. You got Roadblocks. Roadblocks was another one off the 0-day alumni. Performed really well. But it does not have the setup that I'm looking for. Yeah. It's 2 down, but I don't green, but I don't. Domino's Pizza never has anybody at the party. Okay, we got CR, we got CERM, and then GE. CERM sitting on the bottom of a broad information, so, or actually maybe sitting on top of one, but you know, there could be a potential bounce there on CERM. So even though it's red, it could potentially bounce. All right, GE, we've got 212 potentially. If you notice, I don't just set triggers to both sides because what I've learned with like the contracts, just the puts and the calls don't pay the same, you know, a lot of times. So especially, you know, in these 0 days, I've just found that even though it gives the put setup, sometimes the puts, you just got to monitor like the price action on those contracts is the best way I could put it. There's no like hard and fast rule. All right. NOC, IW. Okay, let's see what Russell looking like. NOC, then IWM. Ooh, this thing's trending up. This is more. It's more of a long play. You've got nothing that I would want to play for tomorrow. So then moving on, we've got IWM. Let's take a look at the Russell. You hear my daughter having a good old time in the background. All right, let's see. My kids don't care what I got going on. What else we got? Juniper. JNPR. June. A lot of broader formations. Play Juniper a lot. So Juniper, now I think it'd probably be good to leave that one alone unless you want to take a short play. Looks like we did get a trigger to the downside on the week. That was today. Was that today? Yep, that was today. So today it triggered to the downside. It did come back. It did bounce a little bit, but I'm gonna leave Juniper alone right now. Let's see. We got Win. Got Win, Jamia, Moderna. Win. That's a no for me. Moderna just consolidated today. Went two down. Jamia. Let's take a look at Jamia. Not really impressed with what I'm seeing, which is fine. I like it when it gets like that. INTC, which I know the pack been working pretty damn good. INTC, it's a decent 4-hour setup, but need to get continuity on the day. What's the day? Price close here, 54. So yeah, I'm gonna take the trigger. I'm gonna put the trigger here. 202 on Intel. Price action shouldn't have to move too much on this one for the contracts to pay out pretty decent. Keep going. Spotify, Oracle. TTO on the day. Right back down tomorrow. Oracle's got more downside movement to it. Twitter, Snow, Pepsi. Definitely, I would look for a downside trigger. The 212 on the 4-hour below.
This is that you once.
39.
Remember, when I saw you in my office that first time. Yeah.
All right, 212 on the 4-hour below 39.59. That is definitely a put. All right, Snow, Pepsi, Snow, Pepsi. Yep, this is more downside action. You got a trigger on the 4-hour on Snow below 296.30. That's about what? 80 cents away. So yeah. I got some comments in there. Hold on. Let me read the comments real quick. AMD Pepsi lift. AMD. Interesting. This might be one to look for tomorrow. AMD. Me and AMD ain't been friends, but we'll see it. You know, nice play when I see one. All right. 212. Like the daily setup. It gets over that broadening formation. We gone. That's why I like it. 2 red on the day. Above 138 flat. All right. AMD. Hey. Pepsi lift. Then I'm gonna read the comments. LYFT. Got some more to look at. Yeah, we did. We pulled up Baba and we didn't pull up Baidu though. I'll take a look at Beyond. Remember, we looking for setups for tomorrow. You know, if it's a long place, you know, it's a long, it's a long one. Let's see. Yeah, Beyond look like it's a continuation tomorrow. Beyond looks beautiful. I hope that stays 2 down this week though. And catch that reversal next week. Yeah, Beyond looks fire. Let's check out Baidu True. Shit, China's got full time frame continuity, even though the 4-hour setup, you know, has some corrective activity. It still looks good to go 2 up tomorrow. That looks more solid. Yeah, I mean, that looks like continuation. It looks like it's going to trigger on the month on Baidu, like you were saying, at 122 above 154.28. Yeah. Yep, that 22 rev on the month. Yep. CVS got clapped, huh? They ain't looked at nothing. Yeah, they got 8 up. 22 rev on the day. GM could possibly go up, but it's not ready yet. 6350 is the high. Yeah. I like GM though. So where does it go green? Yeah, so if it triggers the day, we close at 62.87. So if we were to get above 63.50, which it's not much, we could definitely get up out of here on GM. I have to throw some more broadening formations up on it. I took mine off. Okay, MU gapped up, NVIDIA. Okay. Really? Oh, let me go back to MU then. Y'all talking about it done gapped up. See what we got on MU. I'm in the video 0 days. They down though. Yeah, you're right. Okay. I like that. That's why we here. I'm finna set it on mine now. Let's see. Just look for the day trigger if it gaps above this 4-hour trigger. So we was trying to tell you that, man. Shit. Taking forever to read the chat. Okay, yeah, it's up. That's okay. I like that. That's a good sign then. I'm in another play in the sector, so hopefully Nvidia gets the same kind of love, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll take a lot of weekly every now and then. $96, $70. All right. I like it. So yeah, we just looked at Beyond. We just put those Beyond alerts in there. Okay, I'm gonna take a look at Nvidia. I don't even want to know if Nvidia. Yeah, Nvidia was 2 up on the 4 hour. I'm gonna go back to Beyond though real quick. TSM. Just want to make sure I cover all those I missed. Yeah, TSM looks like ooh, that day trigger on TSM though. That's what's going on. I like me some TSM though. I ain't gonna lie. I've been preoccupied with other stuff, but I do like TSM. $129 is our level. All right. Appreciate you. Yeah, so Beyond, I'm gonna go back to it, Melo. So Beyond is just gonna be straight up continuation. It is not giving any micro triggers. The only trigger, if you wanted to take one, is gonna go outside week above 68.86, but that's like $1.80 from where it's at currently. So I'm not sure if you want to wait that long, but you do have a high of 68.75 that you could take. But yeah, it looks like Beyond's not trying to let nobody in the club. So my recommendation would be try to find a intraday trigger, because these triggers on here are too far out. I mean, giving up $1 in price action. If it's going, you don't want to wait for the day triggers. You just try to find something intraday. BBY. Oh, invest and put one for BBY. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Look at that hammer on the 4 hour. We like that. We like those. Yeah. 102.92. It's gapping up too. I like that. I like that one. Investing got on one there. What is this? Okay, let's zoom in. Price action. Fight with the broad information. So we got a 122 on the day, 103.44. Yeah. We looked at Oracle. Oracle was a no. More of a downside play. I'll take a look at Tesla. Tesla's fighting with this broad information. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, Browns, but it's just I'll just look for it intraday. Solomon, yeah. Oracle, we already looked at. I don't believe Oracle was something we thought was at least to the upside. And Tesla, Tesla has that downside time frame continuity. So that's really where my concern would be with Tesla. If you're trying to play it to the upside, I wouldn't even worry about the 4-hour trigger. I would just go for the day trigger at 1088. But it's not giving you anything to the upside right now. It's just to sit and watch. So do nothing, just watch it. Same thing with Oracle. I don't even remember what the setup was, but Oracle, it looked better than Tesla, but again, Oracle looks like it's still pushing down. It triggered 2 down on the week, 2 down on the month. So I would stay away from it for right now, especially if you're playing to the upside. Target, Chewy. We already looked at Chewy. Chewy was a no-go. Target, Target does what it wants to do on Friday. So the best I can tell you with Target is, despite whatever the setup looks like on Target on a Friday, if it has a trigger level set or a trigger level, just set it and see what happens. And if it hits, then you take the trade. But Target's one, it's gonna do what the hell they want to do. So I wouldn't even, unless it's just giving you a clear downside look. But for the most part, if Target wants to go, it can have any kind of setup. That's just how it performs on Friday. FICO has taken away the Target mantle from me, so I no longer am. I no longer have the crown of Target. That's all FICO Jordan now these days. Target used to be my baby. I play that thing every Friday. Levels for Lowe's and Cat. Levels for Lowe's were, I didn't have a 4-hour trigger. I had a daily trigger, and that was above 258.45. It's entry level, or above that, I should say. And Caterpillar, I had 2 triggers on that one. Caterpillar, the first trigger on the 4 hours, 222.37. Above that level, and then the next trigger on the day, if you missed the 4 hours, 222.71. So those are your 2 triggers on Caterpillar. And then John Deere, just really quick, 212 on the 4 hour, your trigger level is above 377.47. And on the day, you got the 22 Rev, which looks very good, is 378.43. So those are your levels. So those are the levels for those. And let's see. All right, let's keep it rolling. All right, we're up in a minute. All right. Viacom, Workhorse, United Airlines. Downside, there's conflict. Yeah, so there's conflict on Viacom. Wouldn't touch it. It's one of those situations, like if you're playing it regularly, that's one thing. But if you're just trying to take a singular trade on it, don't touch it. It's not, there's other setups that look better. Here we got Workhorse. Workhorse is clearly disappointed. I wouldn't touch Workhorse right now. Just leave it be. United Airlines. This one is it looks like a downside setup. It's just price hasn't dropped. So it's just being held up right there. So UAL, not sure if it's even going to drop far if it does drop. So it might be a scalp opportunity. Not sure about UAL. The sectors is going to be pushing up. It's just the Omarion, and they got a new one now. So you know how that go. Every time they get a little pop, some new variant comes out. So if it's a good day for it tomorrow, then you in there. But if not, then it's more the same. So Adobe, similar deal with a lot of IT stocks, technology stocks just are not showing much strength very long. Yeah, that new variant name got me cracking up. Ahu, Ihu, whatever, however you pronounce it. Spy. Yeah, AMD. Yeah, that's on the list for tomorrow. And AMD does look good for long. Spy tomorrow is not giving anybody the warm and fuzzies, but there's that potential 2-2 rev. It finally fell below that range. We'll see what happens on Spy, but that's the 4-hour setup on Spy. Basically, indecision is basically the word to use there for Spy. You got coin. I know some of us have been playing coin to the downside. I know I've read that in the chat. Coin hit a low and then bounced this afternoon. Made a hammer on the day. I don't trust it and I don't believe that hammer. But it did touch this broadening formation, so there could be the strength that we were looking for it to push back up. Wait and see. Could be, that hammer could just be a TTO back to the downside. All right, BBY and SO. Oh, C was fire. I think we checked out C. Yeah, we already looked at BBY, SO, Alcoa. SO looks like it's just gonna keep consolidating. This is gonna go sideways. It may push down, make a 2 down, and go back up. I mean, yeah, SO isn't one I would want to play for a 0 day anyway. AA, BMY, love. You got downside continuity though, so you could take that 212 to the downside below 58.40, but you do potentially have price action that could move back up. Looks like the afternoon. I don't know. I that's one I would just kind of stay away from as well. Materials is a sector that's been strong overall, so I don't like to play downside moves on sectors that have been pushing up. So even in the micro instance that we get downside movement, I can still get caught up in that chop. So I just like to play if I'm playing downside, I like to know where the selling is, and the same thing to the upside. Yep. BMY, similar deal. Looks like continuity to the downside. Again, this is healthcare. So healthcare is taking a hit last couple of days, so we'll see. It could continue down. So you got a trigger below 61.33 if you want to play that. You got love, ON, Walmart. Same thing with the other airlines. I would look more to the downside. 312. Don't like that. On semiconductors, this is another semi stock. It does not have the strength of the others right now, but again, if TSM and SMH and all the others push up, this one could also push up. I'm not going to set the trigger on it. There's too much continuity to the downside. Okay, Walmart, QCOM. Walmart, I know a lot of us are in there. It looks like it's just resting on top of a broadening formation. It just looks flat right now. I'm not sure it's showing me what I want to see to take a trade tomorrow on it. We're just flat in the inside. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good for a 0 day. J&J, HD. Oh, let's do QCOM first. Oh, QCOM's another one that does well on Fridays, so you got to watch it. 212 on the 4 hour above 186.99. Contracts, typically they're a little bit more pricey, but they perform well. That's not one that I want to stay in the entire day though. I can't trust tech long enough to do that. But QCon's been showing its tail though for the last few months. It's been doing the Dougie. It's been sideways for a little bit. Rev. Yeah, I'm gonna just leave that one off. Let's see, J&J XLF. No, I'm gonna leave J&J alone. Another healthcare. Ooh, XLF. Yep, 2 up. Inside day. 212 on the day. Yeah, we just looked at Tesla, Chad. Oh, you good? You good? 212. Like the hammer on the day or XLF. So if you like to play the individual stocks, you know what to play in those sectors. If you like the ETF itself, I played it myself. It will pay well. I played it more for buying holds, but not for 0 days, which we're looking at today. What else? Could have sworn we looked at Citigroup already. Yeah, we did. Citi had the hammer on the day. Yeah, you can look for a continuation. You know, if you can get an entry above 65.24, that would be good for Citi. $65. I would set it myself too. Especially after seeing that hammer on the day for XLF. That's a very good sign. Hold on. Oh yeah, see, XLF was inside. All right, HD and AT&T. HD. Okay, HD. Now I'm good. T. This one here, we had a corrective activity hit that top of that Broadly formation yesterday. So it's reacting to that. Looks like we may possibly get a little downside movement on this one. So just I know a lot of us who've been in those are up like 300-400%, but I know a lot of those profits got pulled back today. But no, it still looks good overall. But that was a point where you could have taken some profits if you didn't want to hold through all that. Just a function of the time you have. Delta broke on the week and just pulled all the way back. Just making people look bad. What do we got here? We got Goldman Sachs again. Another 4 hour setup here. This 4 hour setup looks better than Citi's, but Citi's day looks better than Goldman Sachs. Okay. All right. Really quick, we're gonna knock out a few more and then we're gonna get up out of here. Next one I have is Pinterest. Negative. XLC does not look good for tomorrow. Just throw that out there. I'm gonna take a look at XLK just to humor myself. Yeah. Yep. I'm going down. Yeah, that's what's happening over there. I'm not looking at no more airlines. Amazon. Yep, same thing. 212 on the month. I'm going down. Yep. All right, let's keep it going. Got Nike, Microsoft. I'm gonna blaze through these real quick. Oh, Nike 212 to the downside below 161.03 is your entry. Got Microsoft and Boeing. Same thing with Microsoft. Your level for entry is below 313.04. Today just looks like a TTO going back to the downside tomorrow. Got BA. Yeah, this is definitely back to the downside. The good thing about BA is price, price showed out in the first half of the day. So this is showing as a buy level. However, price came back to test that broad information. So we don't know what it's going to do to the morning unless we get some after hours action or pre-market. Procter & Gamble, MasterCard. Yeah, Procter & Gamble's retesting that broad information. I doubt that it drops below it, but it may just kind of go sideways tomorrow. MA looks fire though. I like that. We got a 212 on the 4 hour above 370.35. It's already above 330. Okay. All right. You see how MasterCard is showing more strength than the rest of the XLK stocks. Good sign. All right. 2-2 rev on a day, 374.22. $374.22. 374.22. All right, let's keep going. XLV D-Dog. Okay, you see what XLV looking like? Short. That's what the individual stocks told us. 212 to the downside on D-Dog. Rocket, Kronos, Palantir. 212 to the downside, Rocket. Yep, it's all downside. Still need to go through them just to verify. You just can't assume about the percentage on the day. So you got 212 on Palantir below 1670. Yep, I'm coming right now. All right. Family, like, hurry it up. All right, next one we got Pfizer, Airbnb, Zillow. 212 to the downside, below 54.80. 212 below 57.24 on Zillow. Airbnb and Fubo. Uh-oh. Downside. Fubo. 212 to the downside. These all look like downside setups. Sorry, I'm gonna have to, blaze through the rest of these. Got Neo X. Neo. Yep. CLF. Tesla. All of these have the same setup. Except for Tesla, it has a little bit of green on the day on the 4 hour. But as we talked about earlier, it needs to kind of show strength and get back above that broad information. I would look for the daily reversal above 1088. That's what I had mentioned earlier. LI, I'm not looking at any more tech stocks. We know what they're looking like. LI, same thing, 212. So it looks like XLY, XLC, and XLK are all going to be down. So just be mindful of those setups that we went through on those. But that looks like that's just going to be a wrap. Last one I'll look at is Uber because I know we're in that one. And yeah, let's take a look at Uber. Yeah. Downside back to this broadening formation is likely. 2 below 41.98. All right, let's see. I didn't even see these in here. Okay. Yeah, Microsoft was a downside move. We did take a look at Microsoft. It was downside though. Lulu pushing up. Actually, Lulu may continue up tomorrow. 370.13 is your level for entry on Lulu. You've also got a 2-2 rev on the day above 371.42. Overall, though, this downside time frame continuity though. So just be mindful of that. This could be a TTL right here, back to the downside tomorrow. The last one, and now I'll wrap it up, is VLO. VLO looks fire. Looks like it's going to have continuation tomorrow to the upside. Entries above the high day today, 80.47. That's not even really the entry, but you know that's the only place you can get in, other than waiting for an intraday entry tomorrow. But that one looks fire. Looks fire. Like it's going to keep going. There's nothing about it that says it's going to go to the downside. So something like that shows strength on a red day is something you want to look for tomorrow. But based on the setups that I've seen tonight, just to leave y'all with this, top setups I've seen have been Caterpillar, John Deere, and I believe AMD was very good looking as well. Citigroup, and I believe it was Lowe's. And there was one oil stock, and that was XOM looked fire as well. So those are the ones that I got for tomorrow. I'll type it up. There may be some others I come across while I'm doing my write-up, but I'll have those typed up and in the chat this evening. Got to get some dinner and do a little admin work, and then I'll be back on the Discord a little bit later. So with that, I'm gonna leave y'all to it. Y'all have a great rest of the night. If you got any questions, just shoot me a DM in the chat or a DM in the Discord. That'd be the best way to get me. But I'll be working tonight. So if you got questions, just hit me up. All right, peoples. I'll catch y'all in the morning. Let's get this chicken. You know, we got to make some money tomorrow before the weekend. You know how we do.
Bing bong.
Right.
Bing
That's right.
bong.
That's right. That's right. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night. Peace.